This week on Two Noobs, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals finds it is likely some parts of the Biden administration were trying to coerce content moderation on social media. What a shocker. Then Barstool Sports has been going all Brian Colangelo to evade copyright laws. Next, we tackle 3 short articles showing how little big government, big pharma, and big coffee give a crap. Finally, wrong answers only. You'll see. Fire up the burner phone. I mean the music. That's right. Always without makeup and apologizing from our humble rooms. This is Two Noobs Talking. And interestingly enough, here in episode 155, we won't be tackling the biggest news of the week. Gentlemen.
How often do we think of the Roman Empire?
Close.
Oh,
the obviously the huge story this week was about how McDonald's is pulling the self-serve soda fountains from all their restaurants.
That is a complete ridiculous move, to be perfectly honest. I'm just going to say that outright, like right now. Seriously.
I'm okay with it because people are disgusting, and I don't like to be around people. So if you could just hand me my drink and I don't have to go stand behind people that are making messes and dropping things and hitting their children while they're trying to just
mixing their drinks or whatever. Yeah.
And then spilling it all over the place where I would put my cup down before I would get the drink.
Yeah.
This over 40 rant brought to you by Selby Energy Drinks. Well, let's introduce the players, shall we? I'm feeling rather zoological today.
Okay.
So over here, I've got Jaguarundi John Tracy.
Nice.
Wow.
Over there, I have Macaque Matt Craig. And I, in the middle, am Sea Cucumber Steve Murray.
Nice. You are Sea Cucumber Steve Murray.
Sea Cucumber, yeah. Love it.
All right,
any hockey players watching this, when you're open and Steve's moving up the court, please yell, Sea Cucumber, I'm open. I want to see the man laugh in full stride.
There you go.
Plenty good. Well, John, I'll ask you first. When are you going to be tossed from Beetlejuice the musical for vaping and fondling your date's genitals?
Tomorrow I got tickets. So
sweet. All right. How are things otherwise?
To me, John, that's fine.
I can't wait to act like a politician. They're gems.
They are. They sure are.
I didn't vote for it. That's what I'm saying.
Matt, how are you doing up in the KOP?
Stitching myself together, Steve. I'll just put it that way. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but coming out of it pretty good. So hanging in there, but doing pretty well. Happy to be with you guys, and can't believe it's 155 episodes of Two Noobs Talking. It seems like every time we do an episode number, it's like, huh? Like how
yeah, I know.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It just seems like it started yesterday. I don't know. Maybe that's me, but.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Before we get to our fun fact in over 40, I'd like to congratulate one Mark Recchi for this week being voted into the Flyers Hall of Fame. He will enter, I believe, in January before a game against the Boston Bruins, which is the last team he was to play for.
I would like to also publicly apologize for saying that he was a bubble-in candidate for the Hall of Fame. I actually looked it up later. He was a 10-year veteran of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yes, he was.
What clouded my judgment was the fact that he played for the Boston Bruins for 3 years and won a Stanley Cup with them. But who am I to say?
We've given Matt his medicine.
Flyer bitterness whatsoever. What's that, Johnny?
We've given you your medicine, so you're back on track.
There you go. Yeah.
I appreciate you taking responsibility because I was exactly going to go there. So you've made your amends, and we here Two Noobs forgive you.
Thank you. It's amazing what cloud of judgment can happen after 3 years of playing for an arch rival. It really can just skew your judgment. So, yeah.
Speaking of, just in case you want to see that whole discussion, we ended up looking for this this past week, and it turns out it was in episode 50.
Wow.
So 105 episodes ago,
yes,
that discussion happened, which is
like
mind-blowing.
I know. 2 years ago. That's nuts.
That was before I even joined the show full time. So that's how long ago it's been.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, wild. But once again, congratulations to Mark Recchi.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that ceremony. Well-deserved honor. Just a couple more people, Simone Gagne, to go to get in there.
So that's going to only be a couple years, I would imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'll take that long. Nah. But anyway, we go on to our fun fact and over 40 rant, brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Visit w.gg, dubby.gg. Enter the promo code 2noobstalking, TOO noobs, NOOBS. And get 10% off your order, whatever flavor you like. John's into the vaping and genital fondling flavor.
Yeah, apparently. and they're canning now, so that'll be out soon. They'll be canning their energy
interesting.
Drinks. Yeah, I follow them on Twitter, so they tell us.
Think of this too. You could get a starter sampler pack for $19.99, and with 2 noobs off, you get $2 off that order. So there you go. There you go.
Awesome. Check it out, people.
Yes. Yeah.
Please. Do yourself a favor. All right. Matt has the over 40 this week, I think,
yes,
right?
I do. I most
John,
do.
John, do you have the fun fact for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Got a little fun fact about
very well prepared this week.
Yes. I have a little fun fact about cake, because everybody likes cake.
I like cake.
So
let's do it.
German chocolate cake was invented by an English American named Samuel German. It actually has nothing to do with the country at all.
Darn it. Gosh,
I always thought it did.
Disappointed. I always thought it did too. Yeah.
Same.
I always thought it did.
So now
we've been lied to our entire lives, gentlemen.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Terrible. I will never look at German chocolate cake again.
Get to rename it to British chocolate cake now.
Yeah, really.
That kind of a deal.
I mean, it's like French fries that have nothing to do with France.
Yes, exactly.
Or French, I believe French toast also has literally nothing to do with France.
Yeah, nothing.
We need better naming conventions. This is way too confusing.
Potato sticks. That's what I'm calling
potato sticks. I like that. Except,
I'm excited that.
Here's the thing though. There are such things called potato sticks, which are like hard
and they're delicious.
Potato. True.
Really?
They're like chips. They come in a can usually.
Yep.
And they're shaped like French fries, but really skinny. So they're like crispy.
Where do you find
potato
these
chips?
Supermarket, I guess.
Supermarket. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not super popular, so
no.
I have had them. So potato sticks might get confusing as well. We'll work on it here at the 2 Noobs Lab, and we'll get back to you.
There you go.
All right, Matt. Now it's time to unleash hell. What do you got?
Goodness. Well, this is more of a complaint more than anything else.
What is an over 40 rant? It's a complaint.
It's a complaint. Yeah. I probably saw the most cringiest. I guess you could call it TV spot. I guess I'll call it that, from Apple Incorporated, who decided to waste 5 minutes of my life talking about how wonderful they are in terms of protecting the environment, of what they do with their environment. And they had Mother Nature show up, and it was like everybody was scared of Mother Nature. It's amazing. Everybody, all these folks. Even Tim Cook was scared of Mother Nature, half to death. And it was 5 minutes of the most ridiculous discussions I've ever seen out of a major company. And prior to coming on, I was telling John, Steve, I was just saying, all I want you to do when you're in business is, this is what we can sell, and then we can sell you very good products at this price. That's all I want to know. I don't care whether or not you want to save the environment or not. Do it on your own time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting a little tired of companies having to always brag about how wonderful what they're doing towards their saving the environment, when really they should be in the business of just, providing consumers with what they want. That kind of a deal. So it was more of like, it was just two things. One, it was just so cringy to watch. I want those 5 minutes back now, much like I want Knight Rider. I want that hour back when I watched Knight Rider the reboot. I want that back.
Yikes.
And then two is
So
just, like,
some time.
just sell your products. Just sell your products and shut the hell up. That kind of it. So I'll just leave it at that.
I'm just curious what the slave laborers over in China think about this messaging for the environment.
That's my whole point to the thing. Like, don't just. I understand Matt thinks it's cringy. They're just flat out lying. Like, they're like, oh, look, we're saving the environment because we just kick little 5-year-olds into a hole and they mine our batteries. Nothing to see here. Like,
nothing to see here. We've saved the environment. What are you doing over there in China? Don't worry about that. We've saved the environment.
Shiny, look over here.
Shiny, look at this. You want this, don't you?
This over 40 rant is highly interesting, though, because it's coming from the Appleist of the Apple geeks.
Yes.
It's made me question my allegiances. Let me tell you that right now. I'm leaning a little towards what do you got? Whatever you guys have.
Androids.
Androids.
Well,
maybe I should be an Android.
Samsungs more than Android.
Samsungs.
Like,
okay. Or maybe I get like a Sony.
Sony?
Yeah, I get a Sony cell phone or something like that, or a Panasonic's television.
Nice.
That kind of a deal.
Just don't get the Apple, the original Apple 15 because it won't even fast charge for you.
Yeah, no. You were telling me about that
Yikes.
too, Johnny. It was just like, oh my gosh.
If there's ever been a company,
unless you get the Pro.
Yep.
If there's ever been a company to screw with people on the input jacks of their devices, it is absolutely. I'll close out Apple ranting on this story. So when we moved our offices a couple years ago, we designed these conference room tables that have power strips in the middle.
Sure.
They have a little compartment that opens up.
Yep.
And there's two in a V shape, like power strips, so you can plug your devices into. And one of my partners has an Apple laptop.
Oh no.
And his charging block would take up like 3/4 of the space. So you could really only plug that and maybe one or two other things into the compartment.
But Steve, they're saving the environment. And that's the most important messaging that they want you to know. So there you go.
Yikes.
Alrighty. Anywho.
So, moving on to topic number 1. Interesting article from the Washington Post, which we all knew about a week ago, but we decided to save it.
Yes.
Because we liked what we had last week. We didn't want to change it last minute.
Exactly.
So this one is about the recent Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decision that finds the Biden White House and the CDC.
Wait for it.
Likely violated the First Amendment. So the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit ruled that the Biden White House, top government health officials, and the FBI likely violated the First Amendment by improperly influencing tech companies' decisions to remove or suppress posts on the coronavirus and elections. The judges of the court wrote that the White House likely, quote, coerced the platforms to make the moderation decisions by way of intimidating messages and threats of adverse consequences. They also found the White House, quote, significantly encouraged the platform's decisions by commandeering their decision-making processes, both in violation of the First Amendment. The case is the most successful salvo to date in a growing conservative legal and political effort to limit coordination between the federal government and tech platforms. This case and recent probes in the House of Representatives have accused government officials of actively colluding with platforms to influence public discourse in an evolution of long-running allegations that liberal employees inside tech companies favor Democrats when making decisions about what posts are removed or limited online. The judges found the pressure from the White House and the CDC affected how social media platforms handled posts about COVID-19 in 2021 as the Biden administration sought to encourage the public to obtain vaccinations. The judges detail multiple emails and statements from White House officials that they show escalating threats and pressure on the social media companies to address COVID misinformation. The judges say the officials, quote, were not shy in their requests, calling for posts to be removed ASAP and appearing persistent and angry. The judges detailed a particularly contentious period in July 2021, which reached a boiling point when President Biden accused Facebook of killing people. We find, like the district court, that the officials' communication regarding reading them in context, not in isolation, were on the whole intimidating, the judges wrote. Matt, I will defer to you first.
Oh boy.
I know you find this particularly galling, as you've always been of the opinion that there was a quota, and so the administration might be influencing social media in order to. Well, yeah. So, what's your takeaway from the findings of the judges here in this decision?
It's not surprising, considering that we're talking about the state. The state has always wanted to have supreme control over the messaging, and this is no surprise to me, to be perfectly honest. I'm all about stating for facts. I'm all about stating one's opinion. But when you try and coerce a social media company into what you want it to do, and then you basically blatantly say, well, they're not doing enough, they're basically killing people. All due respect to the President of the United States, that is none of your business. You're representing the people of the country and not the state. And that has always been the problem with the government. Always. 100%. And until they understand that, basically, there is going to be that kind of contention throughout the entire thing. And yeah, it bothers me, in the fact that, and this would be the same for Republican. Absolutely the same for Republican if they're basically whining and complaining about Facebook not doing enough to shoulder not doing enough essentially to share their point of view. I don't see that as how that's any different from a conservative to a liberal at this point. It's still the state. So until the state gets its act together and actually does the will of the people, we're going to continue to have this problem. I honestly and fervently believe that.
And I agree that it should not be a political issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
John, I think part of the problem here is a lot of this is, well, they're spreading misinformation, but do we really trust the government to be the gatekeeper of what is and what is not factually accurate?
Absolutely not. They're the last people we want to bring in on this.
Absolutely.
Tell me if I'm wrong. This is the way I think. If I learn something and there's another point of view, I like to bring that point of view into what I know. And then I stack that on top of this. And then I find another point of view. And I stack it on top of this. And then I make my own opinion up about what I've read through these things. Is that not
That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how it's supposed to work. If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Exactly. That's exactly the... Yeah. I don't know if it's just the government. I think it's society as a whole. Nobody wants the uncomfortable opinion. So, of course, they're going to run to the government to tell me what... I've heard... I heard people... Yeah. I heard people in 2020, they literally would say that on Facebook. You would pose an argument to them, and they would look, well, they said that we have to do this, so we're doing this. There was like, okay, so we can't argue that because they don't want an opinion. They don't want an alternative opinion. They told me to do this. I'm doing it. So it's a part of society being the problem because we're so willfully ignorant to just take what they say and it doesn't matter. Like, oh, they said this thing about Trump. Well, who cares? He's an idiot. We're going this way. We don't care that they were wrong and he was wrong and they were wrong and he was wrong and they don't care. They want to go over there, which I can understand because look at the news the last 15 years. It's been combative bullshit. So I could see why society's like that.
Well, speaking of uncomfortable, according to the article, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals did leave your favorite individual off the hook. And I'll just say from the legal perspective, the posture of this is there was a preliminary injunction at the district court, which is until the case occurs, you cannot do whatever you are preliminarily enjoined from doing. So we have not had a full ruling on the merits here. This is all preliminary findings. But so the judges did say, because the district court injunction was much stricter than what has come out of the Fifth Circuit, the judges said that some of the government communications were actually permissible, including those of former chief medical advisor to the president, Anthony Fauci.
Oh, God.
So he's off the hook. They said the record did not show that Fauci communicated directly with the platforms, and said his efforts to promote the government's scientific and policy views did not run afoul of the First Amendment.
I agree
Evelyn,
with
that. I mean,
I completely
that
agree
is
with that
entirely
statement.
fair. Yeah, that is entirely fair. The problem was he just continued to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
Well,
and
he
talk
used
and
his
talk
First
and
Amendment
talk
the
and
way
talk.
he wanted to. And
Well, yeah,
he just kept talking.
He also went like this and this and this and this and this and this.
But
It's
hey,
like, where are you going with all this? You know.
But he didn't. I totally agree that he didn't violate. He's allowed to speak.
Agreed.
We're also
absolutely.
also allowed not to listen.
Exactly. Evelyn Dewick, assistant professor at Stanford Law, said the case was a strong candidate for the Supreme Court to weigh in, given the law isn't clear. The issues are so important and courts have come to different conclusions. She said the Fifth Circuit paints with a slightly less broad and more careful brush than the district court did, but warned the decision lumps together lots of different kinds of government speech in a way that papers over a lot of nuance, which I could see. Stanford Law School professor Daphne Keller said the Fifth Circuit's ruling appeared to allow a lot of normal communications as long as they are not threatening or taking over control of platforms' content decisions. But it also says they can't significantly encourage platforms to remove lawful content. So the real question is, what does that mean? What does that mean, gentlemen? What should it mean?
You can talk to them, but you can't threaten them. That's what it seems like it's saying. Like, you can have communication.
That's right.
And yeah, I think if the White House has a actual security concern, they should be able to communicate. You shouldn't bar communication.
Right.
Because that's not good. Because what if you would like an emergency alert system that works better if you can put big tech involved into it? If it's a broad kind of thing where all phones can go off, all Facebook will, put the same message that Twitter will, that will Instagram will. So you need communication. But I completely agree. You can't bully Facebook into just you can't post that because I said so. I think that's the illegal part.
Yeah,
I don't mind the communication.
Yeah,
Matt.
No, completely agree. I mean, I guess the only question I would have, if there is one, is really just trying to figure, like, what if the integrity of that administrative state person isn't exactly up to par? Then we got a little bit of an issue there.
Yes.
But yeah, I think, John, to your point, having good communication, just having the ability to communicate let's just say a necessary evil. If something were really, like, if the shit really hit the fan, right? You want someone to tell you what the hell is going on here, rather than having to say, no, I didn't mean it that way. I need you to change it this way, and it's this way, period. There is no other way outside of that. That's the issue. That's really the big time issue in my regard. So
yeah, I agree. The CDC should be able to tell Facebook, hey, we think that this type of post is misinformation. And I think Facebook would be in the right to say, okay, we will make some posts to say that, so to portray that information. But to take that information down as a result of what the CDC says, I don't think is appropriate.
Right.
Because, again, who is to say what the truth always is? And certainly the government is not the one to be trusted.
Yeah, and that was really the biggest issue in COVID, really in the pandemic era, Steve, to be honest with you, because it was more along the lines of the state is telling us, okay, just take 2 weeks to slow the spread. You're going to go home and not do anything. And then that turned into 90 days. And then that turned into 180 days. And then that turned to 270. So it was kind of like, well, okay, I thought it was 2 weeks. Like, what data are you seeing that is saying that, okay, it should be a longer period? I never saw anything in regards to that. All I kept seeing was, any continual spreading apart, basically was not really lengthening. It was really just kind of lengthening the term of the pandemic as opposed to just having something quick and fast. And I guess my point is, show us what is so bad. Put the cards out on the table. Show us the data. We can take the truth if you tell us that at the end of the day. If you can't, then that's a problem.
We had governors sending old people into nursing homes basically to die.
Exactly.
And these are the people we trust to tell us the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think let's put it all out on the table and we'll decide for ourselves what's right in that. And as we move to topic 2, John, get rid of that burner phone.
Yep.
I know you've got it behind you.
It's done.
All right, good. Matt, throw that out.
I got it. Yep.
Good.
All right.
Synchronized watches now. The New York Post. And this is another kind of social media related topic we got going here. Barstool Sports laundered copyrighted content with 40 burner accounts, according to Daily Beast.
Oh, boy.
There may be a bit of an unusual method to the madness in how Barstool Sports has been getting its viral content up on social media faster than other media companies have been able to do. According to a report from the Daily Beast, the popular sports entertainment media brand has been using burner accounts in order to flout copyright laws to post copyrighted sports highlights and other viral content. This allows Barstool's main accounts to then share the videos on their own pages on X, formerly Twitter, without racking up any Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaints. A new investigation by the Daily Beast found over 40 anonymous Twitter accounts. It's the New York Post, so forgive any typos as usual. That give every indication of being controlled by Barstool, the report stated. This network has laundered incalculable amounts of copyrighted, protected sports and entertainment videos and reaped billions of views over at least the last 4 years. For example, one anonymous account's ripped video of the weekend's Super Bowl 55 performance racked up 36 million views for Barstool in less than 24 hours. Wow. With the use of the burner accounts, the Daily Beast claimed any potential repercussions would fall on the burner account and not on the main Barstool accounts. Using sock puppet accounts to obscure the origin of infringing videos does not make the underlying conduct any less illegal, copyright law and intellectual property expert and a professor at Emory University Law School, Matthew Sagg, said to the Daily Beast. What it does do is make it harder for the DMCA notice and takedown process to work as intended. I don't have much familiarity at all with Barstool, other than I've heard the guy's name who runs it, Dave something or other.
Yeah.
And I don't follow them or deal with them or read them or whatever. John, do you know who this is? And
well,
does it surprise you?
No, not Dave Portnoy. No way. It absolutely does not surprise me. He's shady. He's a bit of a shady character.
You don't say.
But that's what he is. He's a character of himself because he's a millionaire and he started this thing from scratch. I do not follow it. I don't think they do really a good job of getting sports out there. They do just more viral videos or like dumb things. They're not really a I don't feel like sports is their number one thing. I believe. So
it's like the CMZ of sports is what you're saying.
Pretty much. And then he's a big time gambler, so it's more of the gambling and the bars that I think that's where he was trying to go with the original newsletter turned, internet. He sold it and just got it back recently. He sold it and things went weird. And then he bought it back.
Sideways.
Yeah, and then he bought it back, and then it went sideways again. Like, he just had to lay off a bunch of people. So, I don't know what's going on with him, but it does not shock me at all, because when I'm watching an Eagles game, I follow a couple Eagles accounts that aren't like the Eagles account. And it takes them 4 to 5 minutes to get the play back, to get the play onto Instagram. And the Eagles, it takes a minute to a minute and a half. So I was always kind of confused how Barstool could do that, like that quick. I'm like, there's no, what are they, locked into a feed at the NFL? Like, that's what I was thinking. And then reading this, I'm like, oh, they're just scumbags. Got it. Like, they're just totally using winning in social media. This should be figured out as a scumbag move. This is not the way to get views. This is a obviously an illegal way, but this is also not a very, it's frowned upon.
Well, so it took me a while to figure this out. I just want John to explain it to the public like he did to me in pre-production to figure out exactly what was going on here that they were doing, because it was confusing to me initially. If you could explicate.
Okay, those 40 burner accounts were grabbing sports events, videos, or any kind of viral videos, and they would post them to Twitter. And then the Barstool account,
as like Joe 457,
exactly, just post it up there, because no one's checking the account with 2 or 3 views or 2 or 3 followers. They're not really hitting. They're not hitting on us like they'd be hitting on Barstool. Like, what are they posting? They don't do that. So what they did is they got all that copyright stuff underneath that account, and then Barstool just comes along and shares it, and then that Barstool share counts for them, because they're sharing the content. So their analytic gets hit by the viral before it even, and that other account just disappears. So they can't actually follow that. So Facebook can't be like, hey, you where'd it go? Because it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Right. All right, Matt, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it sounds to me, Johnny, it's like, the more they were sharing it out, guess whose views are going to get credit for it? It's going to be Barstool and not the original creator, right? So at the end of the day, the NFL doesn't get credit for the views, but Barstool sharing an NFL related content across multiple different burner accounts, guess what, right? So I mean, Portnoy, we've kind of had a love-hate relationship with him on this podcast, right, Johnny? I mean, we've kind of like lauded him at some points, and then like this, it's kind of like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, seriously, like, I know you want to be a business and you want to be like out in front, but I mean, come on, there's gotta be like a better way to do it, a decent, ethical way, as opposed to this scummy, that's underlying way, right? That kind of a
deal. He did the same thing. My wife has heat with him with the pizza. When he did the one bite pizza, my wife hates him for this. Oh yeah,
the New York one. Yeah.
So we like the frozen pizza. We're a big fan of good frozen pizza. So he came out with the Barstool Sports one bite pizza, and we tried it a couple times. The first 5 times, it was literally the best frozen pizza I ever had. It heated up perfectly. And I went away on a work trip, and my wife got one, and we were talking, and she was like, yeah, I had that Barstool pizza. It sucked. I was like, what do you mean? Like, it was so good when we had it. She was like, yeah, he skimped on everything now. Now it was like smaller. There was less cheese. There was the crust was all soggy. It was like, all right, so he made his million, and then he did just like, screw the ingredients. It seems like what he does.
Amazing. Yeah, so it's we've had that love-hate type of deal with him on this podcast for sure. And but this, I guess, in a way, guys, this is something I'm just going to write this down here on the whiteboard. Do not do Barstool when sharing, clips of us on social media. Don't do that. So, Johnny, I don't want you to go on your 40 burner phones and start sharing tubes all over the place.
Even I got to take them all back to Walmart? Man.
We need a social media manager, but someone not of the extent of Dave Portnoy. That's for darn sure.
The problem I'm seeing is now you've outed a way to kind of skirt the how to get out of the DMCA, and now it's just going to be copycatted. And I don't know that Congress is going to be motivated to fix that problem because it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, not just until the reality of it probably 2024, 2025, because you got to think, we're in late stages 2023. The election coming up, you got a presidential election. They're not going to do anything in Congress. Do they do anything in Congress? I don't think they do.
Not really. No, not really.
Yeah.
In this time frame,
going to fall on. It's going to fall on the social media companies now.
Yeah.
To police it better, and I'm not really sure what the answer is.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Hold your breath.
It is illegal, correct? So
Well, I mean, what the burner accounts did was illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But so in this instance, they have the evidence, I take it, that Barstool was behind it. And so they can punish Barstool accordingly. But, people just sharing posts from others.
Yeah.
This obviously was a huge,
Yeah.
conspiracy undertaking. Mm-hmm. But just people sharing videos or companies sharing videos, maybe they're going to be under more scrutiny now. But it's going to be hard to police. Yeah. Okay, name another company like Barstool. I don't even know.
ESPN was similar.
Yes, so ESPN, but ESPN has the rights to that stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, they do have the. Okay, so sporting news.
Sporting news. All right,
yeah,
Sporting News is sharing. Yeah. Sporting News is sharing highlights. Mm-hmm. Well, is the account that they shared that from a Sporting News, or is it just some random guy who had the highlight and they decided to share it? It's going to be a tough question. All right, for you Beetlejuice music lovers, we have a interesting topic 3 title here.
Yes,
we're gonna call this "Jam It In There."
There you go.
We got 3 articles that all sort of relate to health, at least for this episode.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And we're gonna hit all 3 of these pretty quickly. Get in, get out. Jam it in there.
Jam it in there, baby.
Put that title up there, Matt.
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
All right. First, we're starting from a 13 ABC Wham article.
Nice.
Eyeball News, I guess, out of Rochester. New York governor says prior COVID shots will not help against current spike. Get the vaccine. New York State Governor Kathy Hochul is warning any COVID-19 vaccines people have previously received will not help them amid a new surge. A Democrat, Hochul, claimed that prior immunizations would have no impact on the latest wave of the virus due to mutations helping it evolve into a new variant. Remind me when she graduated medical school?
Yes.
Right.
Yesterday.
Right. Tell everybody, don't rely on the fact that you had a vaccine in the past. It will not help you this time around, she said. Interestingly enough, this article concludes with a paragraph that says major pharmaceutical company Pfizer announced in August that it was eyeing company-wide cuts after demand for its COVID-19 vaccine fell significantly in 2023.
Well, guess who's on a quota march then?
Oh, is she? Matt,
Yeah.
you're the quota man. Go for it.
Oh yeah, 100% going for the quota. I mean, and I forwarded you guys last night an article. Their head of Moderna was like saying, "Hey, justifying the list price of our COVID vaccine now it's $130 per dose. Per dose, it's $130. So expect significant government discounting to appear. And so now you have Hochul going out there and now selling COVID vaccines. Get them now, quickly, even though it's a common cold at this point." Just to make sure, in that regard. So, yeah.
John,
I'll be real brief. I'm going to read the text without the expletives that I sent to you guys after I read this article. I just wrote, "How about a big bleep no, you crazy bleep?" And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, right.
It's not going to help you this time around. Well, it didn't really help last time around either. Everybody was still getting it, and you were still transmitting it. So
gotta hit that quota, Steve. Gotta hit that quota. Come on.
For the most vulnerable, it probably makes sense, but don't go pushing this as if this quota is well. There you have it.
There you go.
And speaking of pharmaceuticals that don't help you that much.
Oh boy.
Forbes article. No, the over-the-counter antihistamine Benadryl is not being removed from U.S. pharmacies. The Food and Drug Administration Advisory Committee voted 16-0 on Tuesday that current scientific data does not support the use of the active ingredient phenylephrine in OTC products such as Benadryl Allergy Plus Congestion, or BAPC. This does not, however, pertain to antihistamines such as Benadryl, which contain the active ingredient diphenhydramine. There are branded products that include the names Sudafed and Benadryl that do work as nasal decongestants. These contain the active ingredient pseudoephedrine. But because the dangerous illicit substance methamphetamine can be made in illegal laboratories with pseudoephedrine, these products were placed behind the counter years ago. Thanks a lot, you druggies. Fuck off. Ruined my Sudafed buying experience. Phenylephrine is in numerous products claiming to be decongestants, including several with the names Sudafed and Benadryl attached to them, specifically Sudafed PE and Benadryl Allergy Plus Congestion. John, I've been for years, nigh on a decade, I would say at this point, claiming that phenylephrine didn't do shit. And it turns out apparently I was
correct.
right.
Yes, you were absolutely correct.
You are a fellow allergy sufferer. Have you ever tried the phenylephrine products, and have you experienced the same thing I did, which it didn't do shit?
It doesn't. It's not. I've been saying this to my wife for years. The stuff that's over the counter now is nothing like it was when we were children. We would take one pill, or we would take a Dayquil or a NyQuil or whatever, and you would feel better for 4 to 6 hours. This stuff is, when you take it, you maybe get a half an hour of relief, and then you're right back to, when can I take that again? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, when can I take this again? Oh, every 4 to 6 hours? Okay, so I take it, I get a half an hour of relief. I gotta wait 6 more hours to take it again to get a half hour of relief. It's just, none of it works. None of it really works. And
that doesn't sound pleasant at all. Yeah.
It's not. It's not. Just to be clear, the pseudoephedrine version of Sudafed and other decongestants is still available over the counter.
Yes.
But now you have to provide your driver's license. And I'm sure if you try to buy like 10 boxes, they're going to look at
and
you
it's
expensive. Irate.
They get that top shelf liquor move. When you get your liquor to the top shelf, it costs more. That's literally what they did. It's the pharmaceutical bar version of top shelf liquor. Like, now it's behind the counter. Now you got to ask for it. Now it's going to be $10-$15 instead of $7.
And how much do you guys know, like, how many come in a bottle or something like that? Was it like 10, 12 pills?
It varies depending on, you could buy a box that's probably got like Sudafed is really tiny.
Yeah.
They're like a little tiny red pill. So you get 12 or 24.
Yeah, 12 to
12 is probably the minimum, but you can get 12 to 24. 12 to 24. Yeah. Benadryl comes in the bigger, at least the Benadryl I used to take.
You can get 875 of them in a package. Like
the little pink and white capsule.
They'll give it to you anyway. Like, you can get it.
The thing I hate about Benadryl is, and I think the article even mentioned this somewhere, it makes you sleepy.
Yeah.
Like Sudafed you could take and it gives you relief and you can keep going about things, which is probably related to the methamphetamine, but Benadryl knocks you out. I mean, I've never drunk, but I imagine that when you complete a cycle of Benadryl, that the way you feel after, especially if you take two, it's like a hangover.
Very similar to not getting enough sleep. Like waking up, we wake up groggy. Yeah, Benadryl is. I only take Benadryl if I get a bug bite, because I could be allergic to bees, but I'm not. But I could be. Like, I have a weird allergy history of, like, if I get stung by multiple bees, my like arm will swell up, but like one bee, no. So I always just take a Benadryl right after, and it is the worst. Like, especially like at work, because that's when it happens. Like, a bee will sting me at work, and I'm like, oh, I got like 4 more hours here, and now I'm dragging because the Benadryl's just pulling me down. Like,
you're
not itching, but dude, you're not walking.
I had that happen to me years ago. I got stung by a bee, like on my hand, cutting the grass, and like all of a sudden it was starting to swell up in the hand, and it was just like, I gotta take something for this. We'll take this Benadryl. I took that and I was out. Out like a light. Unfortunately, I was able to recover. Like, it was fine. But yeah, the morning after.
Yeah, you just feel groggy. Yeah, you just feel groggy.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah, terrible. Yeah.
And then my dog got stung by a bee.
And he had to take Benadryl and he was knocked out.
And speaking of bees, our third article in the Jam It In There segment. Not the bee. The amount of sugar in some of these coffee drinks you people are buying, and I mention you because I don't drink coffee.
Yes.
You people are buying is insane.
Yeah, you people, not me. You
not
people
me either.
You frequent the Starbucks, Matt. I've seen you with the cup.
That's not necessarily. That's somewhat true, but I have not had Starbucks in easily months.
Good for
It's
you.
almost getting close to a year, but it's like
Okay, good for you.
Good for you.
that Dunkin' Donuts thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that video, we'll link to it. Good Lord Almighty, John.
All right. Well,
Yes.
so the article does give that the daily recommended intake of added sugar, and that's in caps for some
Yep.
reason,
Yes.
for adults
Yep.
is 40 to 60 grams,
Mhm.
roughly no more than 10% of all calories.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The video, Matt, you were referencing, the drink featured in there apparently had 167 grams of added sugar.
Oh,
Yep.
The Starbucks largest venti, which I
Yeah.
will not say again because I have a problem
Yes.
with those
I can't believe
stupid
I can't
dumbass
believe you
names.
got that out without throwing up.
Exactly.
I'm impressed.
That drink has 80 grams of added
Mhm.
sugar.
Oh.
The pumpkin spice lat. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
Latte.
The pumpkin
for all
spice
you
latte.
people out there.
63 grams.
63
Yeah.
grams. Yeah.
63 grams. And then the Dunkin' large frozen matcha lat.
Yeah,
Which
whatever
what-
that is. I've never even heard of this drink.
109 grams. Nor should you hear of this drink.
Mhm.
109 grams. This is insane. I mean, I know a can of soda, you're looking at like 39 grams of sugar.
Mhm. Sometimes more.
This is sometimes more, but yeah, what do you got there, Matt? What do you got?
Can of dry ginger ale right
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
59 grams of total sugars.
Whew.
Well, that's a bottle though, not a can.
But that's a bottle.
That's 20
Yeah,
ounces.
that's a bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bottle. So that's still a lot, but I mean, people drinking coffee, it's not just the
This isn't-
caffeine, it's making you twitchy.
I ain't
this
going to
isn't
Starbucks
the-
anytime soon.
This isn't the
Yeah.
coffee. This is the coffee plus the
Flavors
video.
and
The video that
Mhm.
that we're referencing, the guy said that it was that drink, the 167 grams,
67.
grams, was the equivalent to 12 glazed donuts.
yeah.
Like that's
If I'm going to get that much
insane.
sugar, I'd rather have the 12 glazed
I'd
donuts.
rather, I'd rather eat 2 donuts and not have all that sugar. Just eat the 2 donuts and not drink the. Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's the FDA on this when you need them?
I don't
Good God, man.
Yeah, that just to me, I mean, I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but growing up when we were watching like Saturday morning cartoons, everybody was like, oh my God, I got to get Honey Smacks or, got to get this kind of cereal and, all part of a balanced breakfast. And it's like, you look back at those and those cereals pale in comparison
Mm-hmm.
to what these drinks are now being offered. Is any wonder we're all diabetic? Or
pre-diabetic.
Or pre-diabetic, yeah. I mean, it is really scary. It was like, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I instantly forwarded it to you guys. I remember John's reaction was,
I now follow, me and my wife now follow that guy on TikTok because he's awesome. He is tremendous in what he points out. He just goes around the grocery stores, pulls items out and shows you. I'm a big reader of ingredients.
Yeah.
I don't buy anything without reading the ingredients. I'm that idiot at the store that is literally, am I buying this one? Oh no, that has 4 things I can't pronounce. I'm not getting that one. Okay. Oh, this only has 4 items and I can pronounce all of them. Oh, I'm buying that one. Because if you can't pronounce, if you can't pronounce words in your food, don't buy it. That's how I feel.
Well, it sucks for me because I can pronounce a lot of words.
Yes.
So,
really? I would have never guessed.
So I still eat some junk because I'm not getting anywhere near what these people are getting out of their coffees.
No.
And I guarantee too, these people are not buying just one of these.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A day.
That's the scary part. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is for $11.
Ugh.
Just shaking a little bit from my coffee.
I warned you not to have a cup of coffee after topic 3.
I didn't have a cup of coffee. I had 10 cups of coffee.
Do you guys remember the skit, the Bat Dad skits from like early 2020?
Yeah.
He had one of the best lines ever when his wife was going to the gym. He screamed out, he goes, "Don't forget your mocha fucking stupid bullshit latte," as he's chasing her down the street. It was great.
Love it. Oh my gosh, love it.
All right, well, let's get over the lats and into topic 4. Bit of a game today. We are doing wrong answers only. This was Matt's idea, right?
That was my suggestion.
All right, yeah. So we each contributed 3 pictures, which have been randomly placed behind one of the 9 doohickeys you see on the screen.
Yes.
John, you want to plug whoever we're using here for this, or
it'll be in the comments below because I have no idea.
oh, there's a mushroom jellyfish appearing in the lower left-hand corner.
Yes.
Because you got space.
Because that goes on in outer space all the time. Mushroom jellyfishes.
Well, there is a theory that octopi came from outer space because they are so unlike any other kind of fauna or flora on Earth.
How about that?
That's like, oh, maybe octopuses are from space. So.
I'm for it.
Sweet.
Makes
I knew you
sense.
would
I mean,
be.
you're floating around out there. Why not?
All right. So how are we gonna do this, gentlemen? We're just gonna.
Yes, we're just gonna pick a random number. So somebody throw up a random number and we will hit it.
Well,
what do you want to start with?
Seating started here, Johnny. How about we go with number 4 to start? All right,
number 4. Now we all have to give our wrong answer before we move on.
That's right. Yeah. This is not a right answer. It's a wrong answer.
So here is our first picture.
That's the Biden family reunion right there.
This seems to be Nirvana 1994.
The writers of the Declaration of Independence, right there.
All right.
Did
so
John Hancock have a chainsaw? What the hell?
See how they got it signed so quickly?
Who's not signing the Declaration of Independence? Put your arm out.
You'll be signing with your teeth later.
Yeah, motherfucker.
All right,
but
Steve,
seriously,
give me a number.
That's Joe Biden in the lower left-hand corner right there. I mean, how could you not?
Well, because he was there. He was there.
That's right. Yeah, he wrote it.
I was there when the Declaration was, All right, my turn to pick a number. Okay, I'll go 8.
Oh. In honor of Mark Recchi, here we go.
Yay, Mark Recchi, 9/11 Mark Recchi.
Oh boy. Halt.
I think that's what they're doing.
I think that is what they're doing.
This is the gates of Fauci's house.
I was going to say these are the ushers. These were the ushers. Beetlejuice the musical is what I was going to say.
Nice.
Stop it.
I'm going to say the twins of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Nice.
I'm going to say that.
I could see that.
There you go.
A little too close to water, though. He's going to melt him.
Got me, Johnny. That was great.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go over to number 1 here.
All right. Uh-oh.
Whoever's picking these had a real Lord of the Rings fetish going on.
I was going to say Daniele Cavalcante returning the Eagles.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Why did he have to be caught wearing an Eagles shirt?
Because he's an idiot.
So bad.
Because he's an idiot. That's why. Yeah.
At least Governor Shapiro promised whoever he stole it from could get a brand new Kelly Green one.
Good.
Assuming Fanatics can ship it out in the next 3 to 6 years.
This is your next episode of the Food Network called "I'll Make You Whatever the Hell I Want to Make You."
That is a lot of judges right there. That's
true. Yeah.
This is a tough
Wrong
one.
answer.
This is the Justice League at 150. Bringing in their newest member.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Johnny, let's go with number 7.
Okay.
with number 7.
It's Edgar from Men in Black.
Yes. I will
He
say
made that exact face.
yes. I will say it is the next Frogger game where you can pick your characters.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
That is Liu Kang, a Mortal Kombat fan. Right
Nice. Nice. What a great photo.
Not what I was expecting. Good God. All right, that's the way we're going to play. Okay.
Wrong answers only. That's the name of the game here. So there you go.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Let's go 5.
Oh. What do we got with number 5? Ah.
I can't believe he ate the whole thing.
That would be Peter Ducci getting a right answer from Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Nice.
Johnny, what do you think?
I don't know.
Answer only.
Yeah, wrong answer only. I think he's watching the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
Nice.
That would have me shocked too. I will admit that.
I'm going to go with number 9.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man.
This is clearly an ad for Mucinex.
Animal getting the round of applause he always desired. Animal getting a round of applause.
Bad frog. Bad frog. Bad frog. Bad frog.
This is the
Waiting on you,
alien
Johnny.
we hope meets Joe Biden.
Because why not, right?
Yeah, right.
It would be safer if he met him.
All right. Well, John, to conclude this, I'm going to choose number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I'll start off. That's a heaping pile of shit.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Enough with that one.
I think that's enough with that one. Oh my God.
Wait.
Oh, you can go back.
Oh, you want to go back to it?
Yeah,
Go back to it. I only seconded the motion. I didn't give my wrong answer.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right.
Good thing we can click backwards.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
We didn't even know that could happen.
What do you think?
This is what happens to your social media site if you take Dr. Fauci's advice.
Yes. Twitter's new logo.
This is
There you go.
Justin Trudeau turning blue.
Nice.
Maybe.
We can all hope.
Yeah, we could all hope.
Because he's choking on his lies.
Joking.
Oh, why else would he turn blue, right?
Exactly. That's right.
Let me get, I'll go 6.
Oh, there you go. So I can't say the Riddler on this one.
No.
I can't.
No, because that's your nickname.
Yeah.
It's evil Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's
It's
a good
like I always say, it's the rat from Ratatouille.
Well, if you always say that, you can't say that one either. You got to come up with something new here.
I know, I just had to throw that out there.
Sub-Zero.
There you go.
Sub-Zero. Yeah.
Matt's on a real Mortal Kombat kick here.
Yeah, well, I've been watching Mortal Kombat for a while, so there you go.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Fits the
John.
personality too. So
Cold.
Calculating. Yeah.
Mm.
You freeze to death every time he talks. You can't stand him every time he talks. Oh man.
Mitch McConnell's long lost.
All right,
brother.
Johnny. Yeah.
Let's go number 3.
Keeping with freezing.
Yeah. Number 3.
The Dallas Cowboys. That's clear.
Yeah. Easily.
It's Howdy Doody time.
Where's the bull? I don't see the bull.
Well, the bull's missing. Bull's behind them, I guess.
He's in the car.
John, what do you think?
These are the new Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Nice. Oh my gosh, too funny.
All right, well, that concludes our first ever wrong answers only.
Wrong
here
answers
on Two
only.
Noobs.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
That
What'd
was
you think?
enjoyable.
What'd you guys think?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah.
A little different. Somebody went all Lord of the Rings on our asses, but that's okay.
Well,
I wonder who that was, Mr. Bubble Mark Recchi.
bubble in, bubble
Bubble
out.
in, bubble in.
Bubble in, bubble out.
Well, we are bubbling out of this episode, and it's on to episode 156. We hope you enjoyed this talk. John is going to behave himself at Beetlejuice the Musical.
Gonna try. I ain't promising anything.
Do either of you have anything to say to our loyal listeners before we get the heck out of here?
Oh, gosh. No, not really.
We're on YouTube Music.
that was-
You should check us out on YouTube Music because we are
There you
there.
go.
Absolutely. YouTube Music. Go for it.
Website almost up and running? Or
Website, we're getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah.
There's a plan. I
That's
I'm
all that
for
matters.
imprint certain.
That's all that matters.
There's a plan.
There's a plan in place, and it will be executed once I actually have time.
Time
Yeah.
to
Execute it.
execute. Yeah.
Time's
So,
important.
exactly. All right. So until next week, don't forget, I'm a wizard, mind you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Two Noobs Talking. If you want to listen to more of Two Noobs, you can download prior episodes on your favorite podcast listening platforms. We're available on Apple, Google, Samsung Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio. We're virtually everywhere in the podcasting world. Hey, while you're at it, would you please leave us a 5-star review? Have a great week, and we look forward to having you back for another great episode of Two Noobs Talking. Take care.